फुटबॉल एक बहुत अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी थी मेरे लाइफ में कि मैं फ़ुटबॉल खेलूँ। मुमरा में ऐसा कभी हुआ नहीं है कि लड़कियां बाहर आके खेली है क्रिकेट, फुटबॉल एंड ऑल। बहुत अच्छा लगता है कि आप ग्राउंड पे उतरे हो, सबके सामने आप खेल रहे हो, बहुत सारी पब्लिक आपको देख रही है। तो मैं अपने आप को इम्प्रूव भी करना चाहती हूँ कि जिस लेवल पे खेलती हूँ उससे और ऊपर जा सकूँ।
गांव में तो लड़की लोग फुटबॉल नहीं खेलता, लेकिन मैं खेलती हूँ। लेकिन पड़ोसी लोग बात करती है, मम्मी को बोलती है तेरा बेटी अब बड़ा हो गई, उसको लड़की के जैसा बनने के लिए बोल, उसको लड़की के कपड़ा पहना, और उसका हेयर स्टाइल भी लड़का जैसा है। तो मम्मी बोलता है मेरा बेटी है, मेरा कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, तो तेरा प्रॉब्लम क्या है।
कुछ लोगों की थिंकिंग है कि लड़कियां नहीं खेल सकती, लड़कियां घर से बाहर नहीं निकल सकती। हमारी टीम में बहुत लड़कियों को प्रॉब्लम्स आता है खेलने के लिए। इवन हमारी कैप्टन ने स्टार्टिंग में तो बताया भी नहीं था कि वो फुटबॉल खेलती है। हमने जब फर्स्ट टूर्नामेंट अंधेरी में जीता था, उसके बाद में वो ट्रॉफी लेके जब घर पे आई ना, तभी उसने बताया। तो उसका भाई बोल रहा था कि तू हमसे छुपाया, ये किया वो किया। तो लाइक ये सब चीज़ों के हिसाब से लगता है कि हाँ, लड़कियों को भी खेलना चाहिए। कि जो लोग ऐसे सोचते हैं कि नहीं लड़कियां नहीं खेल सकती, लड़कियां ये नहीं कर सकती, लड़कियां सिर्फ घर का काम करती है, वो बाहर नहीं जा सकती, तो उन्हें भी बताना चाहिए कि लड़कियां कर सकती है, सिर्फ लड़के नहीं कर सकते।
जैसे हमारी जो मासिक पाड़ी चालू होती है, तो उन डेज में भी हम लोग प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, लाइक 2 आवर्स 3 आवर्स हम लोग प्रैक्टिस करते हैं। और कभी कभी ऐसा भी होता है कि वो वाले पीरियड में बारिश आ जाती है, तो हमारे पेरेंट्स या मम्मी हमें बोलती है कि बारिश में भीगना नहीं, गीला नहीं होना, किसी के साथ बैठना नहीं, ऐसे वगैरह बातें होती हैं। तो हम लोगों को डर लगता है कि बारिश आ जाएंगे तो हम लोग गीले हो जाएंगे, किसी को पता चल जाएगा। तो ये जैसी चीज़ें हैं, तो हम लोग वो जो 4-5 डेज़ है वो जाते ही नहीं खेलने। पर हमको ये भी पता है कि वो डेज़ में खेलना अच्छा रहता है, क्योंकि तुम्हारी बॉडी अच्छे से काम करती है, वेसल्स अच्छे से रहते हैं, ब्लड सर्कुलेशन है वो अच्छे से होता है, भूख लगती है ज़्यादा। पर ये अवेयरनेस हमको फैलाने में प्रॉब्लम क्यों होती है, क्योंकि गर्ल्स खेलने को ही नहीं तैयार। तो हम लोग स्कूल्स में जाते हैं, स्कूल्स में जो टीचर्स होते हैं, जो लेडी वुमेंस टीचर होते हैं, उनसे हम लोग इस बारे में बात करते हैं। और फिर स्कूल की ही गर्ल को एक जगह पे लाके उनको फुटबॉल के थ्रू ऐसे गेम खिलाते हैं कि उनको पूरा समझ में आए कि नहीं, फुटबॉल खेलने से या कोई स्पोर्ट्स खेलने से तुमको प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा, तुम्हारी बॉडी और ज़्यादा स्ट्रांग होगी।
We all know that there is gender inequality and women are not able to access all their rights, achieve all their full potential. But if we really think about it, how does this happen? From a young girl who's confident and as creative and loud and visible like any other child, whether it's a boy or girl, how does that difference change happen, where she becomes completely different, whereas the boy grows up to be a completely different person? It is very much related to the body, how a woman's body is perceived by the larger society and how that makes her perceive her own body, how her body is seen to be something that needs to be controlled and shouldn't be allowed to be free. And I think not just football but all sports helps to break that barrier for every girl. What sports does, it gives her the exposure to realize that her body can do so much more and her body's control over her body is her own.
When you play football, it not only gives you physical fitness, but also teaches you a lot of things. I believe that in life, it's important to have the sportsmanship qualities.
Being a collective sport, it teaches women that it's okay to do things together, and it's actually really powerful to do things together. And also being like a contact sport and a powerful sport and an aggressive sport sometimes also teaches girls to just go out of that shell that they've been taught to be in since they're little girls. I mean, since we were children, we didn't get a ball, we got a doll. We're always told to be quiet, to not fall down, to not be aggressive, to not respond to anything. And football, just being such a powerful sport, teaches you that you can own your body and you can be a strong woman, you can be a confident woman, and that if you lift your head up, you can pass the ball and get the goal together with others.
And Lobo was already talking about, remember our flank players, our wingers, when we get possession, you have to get wide so we can get some passes, all right? What I'd like to see this half is more passing, not just booting the ball, okay? Nice.
What I've liked about this festival probably the most is to see similar groups who, have come together and formed their sort of support system and are carrying forward, and they're not listening to what everyone's saying to just forget football, play something else, and they're still sticking with football. And there are people who are here to support them, which is very heartening to see. From all over India, so there are teams here from all over India, which is very encouraging to see that people are there. There are NGOs that are willing to give girls an opportunity to play and willing to listen to them.
Referee from here that
It's just looked upon as a very men's sport for some reason, and which is funny because I played field hockey before, and I think field hockey is way more dangerous than football, if that's the issue of it's dangerous for girls to play. I can't understand why football is not looked at as a women's sport in India.
जो वर्कशॉप्स थे वो हमारे लिए बिल्कुल नए थे। जेंडर इक्वालिटी के बारे में हम लोगों ने बहुत पढ़ा था, पर एक्चुअली उसका जो कंटेंट है वो हमें फेमिनिस्ट अप्रोच वाले हैं, उन्होंने हमें बताया कि वो कैसे होता है। और जो सोशल मीडिया एक्टिविज़म है वो हम लोग कई सालों से करते थे, पर हमको एक्चुअल में पता नहीं था कि उसमें होता क्या है। सोशल मीडिया यानी खुद को वर्ल्ड के सामने रिप्रेजेंट करना, पर तो उसको कैसे करना, उसका मैसेज क्या होना चाहिए, उसका इम्पैक्ट किस पे पड़ना चाहिए, क्यों पड़ना चाहिए, ये सब बातें हमको उन्होंने सिखाई। जो थर्ड वर्कशॉप था, हमको एक्चुअल में सोशल मीडिया पे कैसे फ़ोटोज़ डालने चाहिए, कैमरास के क्या टूल्स होते हैं, उसे कैसे यूज़ करते हैं, हर एक बेसिक एंगल वगैरह सब उन्होंने हमको बताया।
Each participant went through 3 workshops. One of them was on gender and women's rights, understanding the connection between the larger experiences of women and personal experiences, and connecting it with sports and various other things. Other workshop was on learning how to use a camera, click photos, how to tell a story, how to express what you have in your mind or what you're seeing around yourself through the medium of photographs and videos. So we did a workshop on camera skills, and the third workshop was on social media activism. How do you now can use your understanding and your skills together to reach out to people through the internet.
इंटरनेट से मेरा रिश्ता ये है कि मुझे म्यूज़िक बहुत पसंद है और ऑलमोस्ट मेरी लाइफ टाइम है, और इंटरनेट मुझे मदद करता है म्यूज़िक सुनने में, बनाने में, क्रिएट करने में, कंपोज करने में।
और मेरा इंटरनेट से ये रिश्ता है कि हम नॉर्मली तो सभी यूज़ करते हैं।
What do you use? When you use social media, what do you use? The workshops were very good. We saw that each participant was very excited about the workshop, and they connected to each topic. There was a lot of diversity, while there were some players who had never used internet at all, or who have never attended a single workshop. So it was also very interesting to see how participants from different cultures, different communities were sharing each other's experiences and trying to understand each other's experiences and trying to understand each other's context.
बहुत अच्छा लगा, वर्कशॉप्स अच्छे लगे मेरे को। सबसे ज़्यादा वर्कशॉप अच्छा लगा मुझे सोशल मीडिया का वर्कशॉप ज़्यादा अच्छा लगा। फिर उसके बाद मुझे फ़ोटोग्राफी अच्छी लगी। उसके बाद जेंडर पे वर्कशॉप हुआ था, वो भी अच्छा लगा, जिसमें मैंने बहुत ज़्यादा पार्टिसिपेट किया था। तो अभी मैं डिस्कवर फुटबॉल की वजह से FB पे आऊँगी। अकाउंट तो था लेकिन कभी यूज़ नहीं किया, क्योंकि डर था एक दिल में कि गलत फ़ोटोज़ अपलोड हो गई तो क्या होगा। लेकिन सीखा है मैंने कि अगर एक डिसएडवांटेज है तो बहुत सारे एडवांटेजेस भी है उसके, कि इस डिसएडवांटेज को हम लोग एडवांटेज में चेंज कर सकते हैं। तो वो एक फ़ील आया है अंदर से कि नहीं, सोशल मीडिया भी बहुत अच्छा है, हम लोग बहुत सी चीज़ों को एक्टिविज़म में चेंज कर सकते हैं।
Somebody else says that running like a girl or kicking like a girl or shooting like a girl is something that you shouldn't be doing. That's their problem, because if you're still scoring and you're still getting to the ball on time and you're still being first, you're doing it right. It doesn't matter what they say. I mean, yes, I kick like a girl and I swim like a girl and I walk like a girl and I wake up in the morning like a girl because I am a girl. And that's not something that I should be ashamed of. So I'm going to do it anyway. That's what they should do.
So, कैसा लगा? Any thoughts? क्या सोच रहे हो? क्या है ये वीडियो? क्या उसका पॉइंट क्या है?
I think experience, like intimate experience that women have is the most powerful tool to think about realities of women. I don't think it's quite as powerful to sit down and talk about, okay, this is patriarchy, this is gender, this is sex, this is, if you can talk about those things, but have another tool that really runs through your body and runs through your experience as football, as women in football. I think all of these girls have had so many challenges. It's really hard for them to get to the field. For the Indian coaches and the international coaches, it's a challenge to be a woman to be a woman coaching football or to coach women. So when you have that and you have run that through your blood and you feel it and you have been hurt by society, you have been pointed out by society, but you still do what you love. You play football, and then you get together with other women and talk about how this is related to gender rights, how we should all be entitled to just do what we love. It becomes like the most powerful tool ever, because you have already lived that. You just put words into your experience. And I think one of the reflections of this festival is that many of the coaches that hadn't really thought about how, I think they had just naturalized the fact that women shouldn't be involved in sports and just get less time and like worse conditions. But when you start to think about that from your experience, it becomes really powerful to change and transform relationships in society.
When they will attack, you need to shrink, tug in, okay? You need to hide the goalpost. Don't show them the goalpost. Let them use the flank. Easier to them to score. You have to think.
दो डिफेंडर हैं, ठीक है? आपके पास बॉल है, उनको बोलो साइड हो जाए, एक को राइट में भेजो, एक को लेफ्ट में भेजो. तो आपको देखना है किसके पास खाली है, कौन खाली है, जिसके पास खाली है उसको पास दो.
And once we have the ball, we move forward to the opponent's side. Easy. We have the ball, we try to move forward. We don't have the ball, we try to fall back. That way we will complement everybody's weakness and everybody's strength.
Girls who play football, they have by default, because they play football or because they play sports, have somehow fought some barriers. Whether it is to just move out of their homes, to go to the playgrounds and play, or to wear a certain kind of clothes because that's what sports calls for, or be more mobile, going out of the home and playing in a public place and stuff. So they have experienced they have crossed certain barriers without really realizing that they have crossed them. So when we were talking about gender in the class, in the workshops, and asking different participants for their experiences, how do you feel you face certain barriers because of your gender, they were not really connecting immediately like the girls who don't play football do connect. Like, we are not allowed to play football games, we are not allowed to go out, we are not allowed to wear certain kind of clothes, we are supposed to do certain kind of home work at home. That is something that comes very clearly from Indian girls when you talk to them. But whereas girls who play football don't really see that as a barrier that needs to be crossed, I guess, because they, through the medium of playing games, they already challenge those barriers, and it takes a little bit more effort to look at how gender has hindered them from progressing in their lives.
Our bodies, our rights, our game, because for us it's important that women's rights struggles, which are often connected to women's bodies, control over the body, and of course with sport, running, playing football, this is all very much in play, using the body for like strength, competition. Also the way women are dressed is policed a lot, not only in India and many other countries, but again through wearing shorts, wearing something that is not emphasizing the body nor like not emphasizing it, like sports gear, something which is like universally known kind of, and men wear the same kind of outfits. we are challenging many issues which women face in India just walking down the streets, like get commented on your dress. So we thought it's great to make this connection between awareness of body issues, rights about the body, women's rights in general, and of like claiming our game, our space. The pitch is our space. We have this whole stadium which is occupied for now 1 week just by women, which no one has ever seen here. And we make it our game, we fill it with the content we want. Women's football does not need to be the same as men's football. It has a completely different background and tradition. So we fill it with what is important to us. We know from all teams and our own experience that as a woman playing football is very political because you question all these issues. So this claiming space and defining what our game is very important to us. And through this slogan we want to express that, to show how we link women's rights and football and put it in a larger context of issues in society at large.
So welcome Zane, Margaret, Evelyn and Linda. Thank you so much for being here. And my first question goes to Linda. You were just on the pitch. How did you like the game?
Well, I'm not biased at all, so I would say it's the best football match I've seen at the tournament, right there. Both teams just played the way the game's supposed to be played. And that's what football's supposed to look like, so I hope all the players watched it and enjoyed it. Because I think that's the most fun way to play, and I think it's the most fun to watch.
For me, football is like, it's everything. It's the air I breathe, it's the happy moment for me. Whenever I play, whenever I coach, it's something meaningful for me, you know? I started playing in the backyard with my big brother. I've got a brother who's 9 years older than me, so I never had a chance to win. But I didn't care, I just thought it was fun. And I played school with my friends at lunchtime and whenever I could for the school team. But I wasn't allowed to play on the weekends because I already did tennis and swimming. I did piano lessons and my mum said, that's a boys' sport, you can't play football. So I didn't actually play for a club until I was 21. I had a coach for the first time and it was super fun. I've been playing ever since. And I hope I play till I can't walk anymore. I started playing because my big brothers played. My girls didn't play. And then I played on my brother's team. And I got to be very, very good. So the other coaches didn't like that I was playing, so they complained. And they voted that I couldn't play because I was a girl. And then they kicked me off the team. So I know exactly how all of you feel. But now, in Canada, just a few years later, okay, 40 years later, the number of the players who play 50% female, 50% male. So it's balanced. So you guys are exactly where I was when you're my age. All the women in India will be playing. All the females will be playing, right?
There are women in India who are playing football and they can be playing in whatever clothes that they want to wear, and then they interpret feminism in their own way. And that's the reason why a festival like this is so interesting and important, because the coaches are bringing in their own perspectives of how they interpret the game and feminism, and also the teams. And I think it's a brilliant, diverse mix to see it.
We all face a lot of the same barriers, maybe at different times, but the key is just to believe in yourself and that you can do it and you're capable, and you've all proven on the pitch this week that you're capable and you can do it. I think we'll see some fine coaches coming out of this group. I just know it, because you've got soccer brains, which is great. Football has been my life, and I've been very lucky to make a living as a professional coach doing that, and I'm very thankful for that I was able to do that. My home is on the pitch. That's where I feel comfortable, that's where I feel most at home, that's what I love, and that's why I do this. So if you feel the same way, don't anybody tell you that you don't belong there, because you absolutely do.
So we spoke about football in India in general and how it would be great to have a tournament like this with so many teams, 8 teams we usually have. and to also at the same time have this platform of exchange, so the teams get to know each other and have this feeling of not being alone and isolated. But they learn that the struggle is similar with all of them through different countries and cultural backgrounds. And this is how the idea developed basically 2 years ago. It was together with Casey Childers from Tibet Women's Football, and soon after we met Disha Malhotra from Foot and Ball. And we met several teams or women involved in women's football in India, and this is how slowly the idea became a bit more concrete and clear.
More than a year ago, I met one of the organizers of this football festival, Leah, because she was covering a story on women in technology and interviewing me. During the interview, as I shared with her how we use technology to build leadership of young women and girls, and how a transformation happens in the participants of our programs from a very shy, fearful, timid girl, sometimes quite confused, to a very vocal and confident and articulate and creative leader within her community. As we were talking about this, Leah and I got very excited because Leah shared about how they organize women's football festivals, and we both felt that sports and technology both together can bring change amongst young women and girls much faster, because sports gives that flexibility in the body and confidence for self, and builds that sense of space for self and sense of expression without boundaries. And technology helps converting ideas into reality and connecting with everyone around, near or far, with your ideas, and that increases for the sense of space and belonging much more.
You know, get a little down, maybe we're not moving fast enough to get the women's game forward, or not enough girls are loving the game. And then I come here and I work with the players on my team, and I see the players out on the field, knowing what it took for you to even step on that pitch, what you gave up, the courage that you have to step on that pitch and play. Now I'm not discouraged. Now I can go on for a long time more. So thank you to each one of you players.
I think I noticed a couple of players who played whole matches and didn't come off. Communication, leadership, whatever in the pitch. So
clearly in the media there is hardly any concentrated effort on making women's sport and women's football purely as a sport by itself. There is a lot of exotic islands towards it, and being in India, so from the global south, there is even much more an exotic appeal.
अगर अभी आप देखेंगे तो क्रिकेट खेलेंगे बॉयज़ तो न्यूज़पेपर पे अच्छी खासी बड़ी हेडलाइन आ जाती है, लेकिन अगर गर्ल्स खेलती है, अगर फाइनल में भी जाती है तो उनकी हेडलाइन नीचे छुप जाती है। अगर आप एक बराबरी का ओहदा देते हो कि गर्ल्स एंड बॉयज़ इक्वल है, तो सब चीज़ में इक्वल रखो। अगर बॉयज़ खेल रहे तब भी वो हेडलाइन उतनी ही बड़ी हो, तो गर्ल्स खेल रही तब भी वो हेडलाइन उतनी ही बड़ी हो।
I have met and interacted with many of the fantastic players here who have had to cross many barriers to just get to the football field every single day. But for the men, they just can be hired by different clubs. I'm not discounting the struggles that some of the male players also undergo, but then the glory is greater for them. We celebrate their successes more. The successes of women seems to be something of an infantilizing their work. And so it's also problematic when we sometimes say that when two women's football teams play against each other, nobody's losing, everyone's winning. Of course it is so, but at the same time, why can't we look at women's football as two teams that are equally playing with same strategy and gumption, and say that one team was strong and weak, just the way we analyze men's football.
What I want to see in women's football is more platforms for girls to play. I'd like to see girls being able to play a game every Sunday. A league for girls that goes on, even if it's local, even if it's a Sunday league, something that's fun, even if it's six-a-side, something to help girls train for something. Because a lot of girls need a reason to get out of their houses and go and play football. And a lot of people don't understand that they're just going for fun. That is something that's going to come in much later. So for the time being, we need to focus on, getting girls to come and play competitively, because that's what's acceptable when it comes to sport. You're going, you train, you're going to play competitive football. So we need to have more tournaments. We need to have more female coaches. I think that's very important. And we also need to have more all-girl football training areas.
I want to see a time where we women are acknowledging of a man's struggle, and the men players are also acknowledging of the women's struggles, and see that beautiful games can be created through the differences that we have because of our genders.
I remember